Hi everybody, this is Natalie from dachaliving.com, and today I'm going to share with you the meaning behind PMS. PMS is often known as premenstrual syndrome. My aunt refers to it as possible murder suspect. Generally, it's the series of symptoms associated before the menstrual or bleeding part of our hormonal and menstrual cycle. We are most sensitive to our surroundings. It's when we are most detail-oriented, and it's the very end of our cycle, right before the period starts. For a typical 28-day cycle woman, PMS can occur, give or take, a few days before or after day 21 or 22, and it can last anywhere from 3 days to a week. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I am currently in the midst of PMS. I put on makeup and I'm smiling, but inside I feel like a crazy windstorm. I'm fortunately at a place in my life where PMS is no longer some annoying, shameful thing that happens. It's a guide to tell me how my previous cycle went or how the cycle that I'm in is already going. PMS is merely a manifestation of whatever happened to you during that cycle surfacing and coming out. For many, PMS is associated with anger, mood swings, irritability, crying, bloating, acne, boob pain, anxiety, digestive problems, and just an overall sense, potentially, especially for me, that the world is ending. If you can choose to shift your perspective to one that is empowered, then PMS will not feel like such a crutch for you. You will see it as a potentially natural part of your cycle and your body responding to however your cycle has gone for that particular month. So what happens from a physiological standpoint? It's right before your egg is preparing to exit. Your egg exits during your menstrual phase. The uterine lining sheds, and along with that, the egg, because it's no longer going to be used, it hasn't been fertilized. The period is the death. It's like the calm, nothing exists, it's nothingness. And before nothingness, there is letting go. So ovulation, it's like everything is happening, lots of energy, stuff is scattering, we're communicating, and our menstrual phase is when we're totally withdrawn and with ourselves and reflecting on the cycle. So in between having everything and having nothing, the luteal phase is in between and signifies the shedding and letting go. Towards the end of your luteal phase, moving in towards the menstrual phase, your hormones, especially progesterone and estrogen, are going to take a nosedive. That's totally normal, and this can feel like a roller coaster because it is. Women are cyclical beings, so we're constantly waxing and waning, just like the moon, the phases of the moon. And so it's expected that we're not going to feel the same in our ovulation phase versus our menstrual phase. They're going to feel completely different. So if your cycle feels like a roller coaster, it's because it kind of is. However, you can minimize the highs and the lows, not necessarily through taking medications like the birth control pill, but through your diet and lifestyle so that things feel at least more balanced even as you are going up and down. Think of it as having a stronger seatbelt on a roller coaster. So you're not getting thrown off every time you're going up and down, but you are still grounded, and you are also trusting that you're going to be carried safely through these instead of being controlled by them. During your luteal phase, you're going to feel more primed for decluttering, letting go of things. It's like you're preparing to nest and go into your tent. And so you're like making space for this awesome ritual that is the period. But along with getting rid of clutter and physical items and reorganizing your house and being detail-oriented, you're also going to be particularly sensitive to your emotions, because if there is any unexpressed stuff for you, if you had a particularly traumatic or exciting month, if those haven't had a chance to be acknowledged and surfaced and let go, they're all going to accumulate during the luteal phase. And the reason for that is so that you don't carry it with you like a heavy basket into your next cycle. It's a beautiful process, and it makes sure that we don't carry stuff for too long. If you are in tune with this, this will become a natural part of you, and PMS symptoms won't be very strong. However, If you are someone who resists expressing emotions, you are going to have months, potentially years of built up emotions that are going to surface, or at least attempt to be surfaced during PMS. And if you are shutting it down, this can accumulate as pain in your uterus. It can accumulate as pain and blaming your partners and the people you love, or blaming yourself and falling into negative spirals. It can be helpful to communicate this process to those you love, your partners, your parents, your children, that this is a time for you to take care of yourself, express emotions, potentially ask these people to hold a safe space for you as you express these emotions in a safe and healthy way. And if that's not possible, you may need to find a way to hold that space for yourself. So it could be going out into nature and screaming. It could be pounding a pillow. It could be going to a Zumba class and just going crazy, or going to a kickboxing class. Whatever emotions may be there, whether it's sadness or anxiety. Sadness, cry. Anxiety, freak out and wave your hands and feel crazy. Anger, shout. Do it in a safe way that actually allows the body, not just your mind. You can't think your way out of emotions. Your body feels, and in order for your body to release an emotion, it must be felt and released. The PMS is the storm before the calm. So assuming that you've released all of your emotions throughout your PMS or your luteal phase, ideally, your period should be quite a calm time for you to reflect and decide what your priorities are, and set your intentions for the new cycle. Remember that your luteal phase, because it's the end of the cycle and you're going to be primed to be examining areas to declutter, this is your best time to clean, best time to be detail-oriented, tie up loose ends, finish up projects. This is going to be when you're best primed for it, because your brain right now, which is overanalyzing everything, can be put to good use. If you feel like you're a perfectionist, use it to clean something. It's very well used. It's not like something's wrong with you. It's a gift, and this is your time of the cycle to utilize that gift, because it's not going to be as strong. You're not going to be overanalyzing things as much during any time of the cycle, so use it. So I'd like to share a couple different symptoms and emotions that different women tend to feel throughout their PMS part of the cycle. The main ones I would say are moodiness / irritability and anxiety, anger, sadness and loneliness. And then there's physical symptoms also, like headaches, bloating, and fatigue. With irritability and moodiness and anxiety, the way I like to see it is to examine what your boundaries are. Are you not setting enough boundaries with other people? And are you bending over backwards for people that don't appreciate you? Anger ties into this too. Especially unexpressed anger can have a very detrimental part of the body. So refer back to the part earlier where I said expressing your emotions. Sadness and loneliness. Evaluate your sense of community. Are you taking time to connect with your family in an authentic way? If that's not possible, with friendships. If that's not possible, are you in a community or a group of people that can support you and be there for you? What communities do you have in your life? Is it going to church? Is it going to a Zumba class or a yoga class where you know at least a couple people there? If you're experiencing symptoms like headaches, bloating, fatigue, examine the workload within your life. How often are you taking time to rest? How much sleep are you getting? Are you drinking enough water to allow the things that accumulate to be flushed out? From a spiritual standpoint, bloating is like the manifestation of things just adding up and piling up. We're bloated from the workload that we've given ourselves. We're letting things come in, but we're not letting things go efficiently, so they just build up in our bodies. And your core, your stomach, is your power center. So if you're letting everybody else prioritize your life for you, it's like your power center is going to get bloated with all of these demands, and you're not going to be able to release them efficiently. I'm talking about a bath where you can physically release tension, release something, get a haircut, release hair. Think about rituals that have a releasing component. And lastly, the most important thing that you can do regarding your PMS is to change your mindset about the symptoms that you're experiencing. Your PMS is not something wrong with you. It's your body's perfect way of communicating with you. Be wary of people and situations that will dismiss your PMS as something that's inconvenient. Yes, your feelings may be inconvenient for other people, but that's not your responsibility. You can also express your emotions authentically without necessarily being an asshole. You can find a safe vessel, a healthy way to express your emotions, not taking it out on someone else or blaming someone else, but rather sharing what's going on inside. I'm feeling really triggered right now. Wow, that person cut me off and I felt really insecure, afraid, and unacknowledged. I felt like I didn't matter. So these are I statements, and they're always true when they are coming from us. Please remember that your PMS is a gift and nothing is wrong with you at any time for feeling them. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, I would love it for you to subscribe and join the community. Otherwise, hope to see you again sometime, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.